That was really weird, wasn't it? Hey, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I suffered from acne for over 12 years. So as a result of that, I started my YouTube channel to share my beauty tips and tricks and hacks and lifestyle bits and bobs. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, why not hit subscribe and stick around? Why not follow me on Instagram as well, because I post outfit of the days there and product reviews. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, don't want to miss that, follow me on Insta. I'll leave it here. Also in the description box down below. This is my new Back to Basics series, and I'm literally doing what it says on the tin. I'm stripping everything back to basics. I'm doing it each video back to basics, speaking it really simply, showing you, you know, what brushes to use, what foundation to use, you know, all of that. So if you've missed any, there's a playlist, and also I'll leave them in the description box. And today's video is a smoky eye. I've been and ahhing before filming this video what type of smoky eye to do, whether I do sort of like one colour to the mid eye and then a really smoky corner eye, or whether to do like one wash of colour and then you can build the corner eye. I think I'm going to go for that because it's easy. You could leave it at one colour and you can add. If you want me to do the other version, so like sort of say like a gold and then a really blacky, browny, smoky corner, please leave me a comment or give it a thumbs up and then I'll know. See that, plugging up. Right, okay, so two palettes I'd recommend. I don't know which one to use. Really like this Bobbi brown one. This is great if you want to go smoky. This is the Life of the Party. So you've got like your base shadow shade here, then you've got, this is lovely all over the lid. Then you can go smoky with this like, what is this? What would you call this? Like, it's not a black. And then you've got like a silvery colour, so you can add a pop if you wanted to. That's lovely. Or, you know, my very beloved ZoellaXcolourpop palette. I think I might go for this today. I think. Yeah, so palette aside and what colours aside, just take the steps. So you can use any colour, but just follow the steps. If that makes sense? I hope it does. Otherwise this is going to be a bit pointless, isn't it? Right, let me zoom in. Is this too much zoomed in? Just want you to really be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so first things first, and the realist. God, I cannot say that without saying anything. You know what? I'm going to actually go between these two palettes. Right, so do you get greasy eyelids? You know, does your makeup tend to crease? Then you might want to prime. So just take a neutral eyeshadow shade, or you can use a just a face powder, and you just want to buff that over the eyelid. This is just so that base makeup to cling on to it, to absorb that oil. Which I will say, you could do your base first or after. My tip would be, if you're going dark, if you're using dark colours, do your base afterwards. I've got my base on now for the purpose of this video, and I'm not going to be using dark colours. And the eyeshadows that I am using, they don't tend to have much fallout. So perhaps sort of see what your palette you're using. You know, when you swirl your brush in it, do you get a lot of fallout? Then that will identify whether you know you're going to get fallout on your eye or not. So just bear that in mind to whether you want to do your foundation and everything first or afterwards. Okay, this is a Primark fluffy brush as well. It's really, really great. Right, so you want to be taking so if you're going to go for quite a warm smoky eye, then you want to take a warm neutral brown. Or if you're going to go for a cooler eye, maybe you take a cool toned. So this is a warm tone. You know, it's got that amber vibe. Again, I'm taking the same fluffy brush. This is from Primark, and I just want to tap, tap, tap in that warm brown shade. You don't go too dark, so you want it quite light. This is just to define your crease, and make the blending process a lot easier. So this is your crease here, where your eyelid literally creases. So if you've got quite a hooded eye, you want to fake your crease, so you want to make your crease about here. Sorry if I'm looking this way, viewfinder. So if you've got quite a hooded eye, you want to heighten your crease, but this is where my natural crease is, but I do like to take it quite high because I've got almost hooded eyes. So wind wiper motion, so you're just going to carve out that crease with that shadow, and then you can go in circular motions. So my corner of the eye to my eyebrow is where I'm stopping to take that shadow. If it falls, if you know, if it accidentally blends lower, that's fine, you can clean it up, no dramas there. So I'm going to prime the eyelids now. I like to do this after I've done the crease, but you can do this before you do everything. So I'm just going to be taking the Maybelline Tattoo Colourpop. This is absolutely amazing. To me, it's the same as the MAC Paint Pot. So I'm just taking this on a fluffy brush. You can use your finger, but I've got nails on, so it's quite hard to get into the pot. I had my nails on for holiday, and then I kept getting them done because I've got loads of weddings this year, and I'm so over them because, like, playing guitar, it sounds horrendous and it makes life so much more difficult typing every day. So I keep saying I'm not going to get them done anymore, and I keep doing it, don't I? The last time I had a really nice pale lemon on. Oh, it was gorgeous. I've just taken that on the mobile lid. The mobile lid is the thing that blinks. So this is a mobile lid. Then you've got the crease, then you've got the upper part of the eye. So I've just taken that over. Then if you want, if you know that's going to crease, just again go in with that neutral shade just to set that, and that will prevent any creasing. Right, so I'm going to be taking a shimmery medium brown shade all across my lid. Okay, you can use a flat brush to do this. Using a flat brush is going to make you pack that product on. Flat brush when you want to pack the product, but I've actually really been liking, this is a very small dome brush. It's not too dense and it's not too fluffy. It's the shading brush by Real Techniques. I've been really loving this. So I'm going to be taking this Pancake Please shade out of the Zoella palette. I love this colour. I would have just bought this palette just for that shade. I need to go to MAC and see if I can get something similar. Just taking this, patting it all over that mobile lid. So again, this could be any colour. If you wanted this to be more of a goldy shade, you could make it a goldy shade. Then I'm just going to ever so slightly gently take that through the crease. I don't want to take it too high up through the crease because I'm going to go and blend it. I prefer to take a smaller brush. You can actually use the fluffy brush again, or you can use like a flat fluffy brush. This is a Real Techniques, I think this is the eyeshadow. What's it called? They rub off. I think this is like the dome shadow brush or something. So I'm just taking that crease shade again. And I'm just going to buff those together. Oh, look at that. I'm using both brushes just to show you. You're just going to blend both of those shades together. When you think you've done blending, just go in a little bit more. Small buffing motions. Okay, so most days I'd probably leave it there. Maybe I just smoke out some eyeliner or something. But I'm just going to take it a little bit smoky on the inner corners for the purpose of this video. So I was going to, should I take that sooty colour, or should I just go for a brown? Let's go for a brown. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of Americano and extra size. Again, I'm taking that dome shadow brush by Real Techniques. And the great thing about this, I can place it there, give it a wiggle, and pull through the crease. So I'm keeping it on that inner corner and pulling it through. Inner corner, outer corner. Taking it through that crease. You don't want a lot of product. Do a little bit and then go back in and blend. It pays to invest in nice fluffy brushes because if they're not too good a quality, they can sort of make your eye a bit sore, and you know. So you can keep going if you want. You can go darker. You could just keep adding, keep with that outer corner, putting the shadow the very outer corner by pressing it and then pulling it through. Then swapping brushes. If this blending brush gets too messy, get a clean one. I'm going to show you how to clean up on this one, then I'll do that eye. So I've been using, you don't know if you saw on my Instagram, I've been really loving using fluffy brushes. This is a setting brush by Real Techniques. And you could use a beauty blender, you could use a cotton bud or a cotton pad just to wipe away any excess. That's sort of done the trick. This has got a little bit of concealer on. I'm just taking it backward and forward and eating up there. You could also go in with concealer, but that's kind of done it for me. Let me finish this eye and then I'll move on to the other eye. Okay, so you almost want to mimic what you've done to the top underneath. So I'm going to be taking the shadow I used all over the eyelid. You don't always have to do under here. So I'm just taking that underneath the eye. Then I want to take that blending shade. I'm just taking a darker shade and then blend them. Then you can always go in and neaten up. I'm only going to briefly touch on eyeliner because I'm going to do next week's video is all about eyeliner. So, but because I want to show you how I finish off the eye, I've kind of got to touch on it. So you can go with liquid eyeliner, or you could go in gel eyeliner. I prefer gel eyeliner because it's easy to smudge and it's a little bit easier. Or you can go in with kohl. I might go in with kohl for this video. This is just a Lancome one. I got this in a kit for Christmas. So I'm just taking this on those outer third of the lashes as close to the lash line as I can. So I've only done a very faint line, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an angled brush. Please tell me that's in focus. So then take an angled brush. This is a Primark's eyebrow brush. Then I'm going to be taking that dark brown shade, tap off any excess. Then I'm going to use this to smudge that liner out. And the eyeshadow is also going to give me a bit of definition as well. Sometimes I'll just use a bit of eyeshadow just to do this, just to create that shadow near my lashes to help make my lashes look a bit fuller. And then curl mascara. Okay, so let me do the other eye, put my mascara on, then I'll be right back. I will say with your mascara, I'm going to be using the Lancome Hypnose one. Really get into your lashes and pull up. I actually just wanted to film to show you how to get that really smoky look. Wiggle at the root, pull it up, wiggle at the root, pull it up. Right, and I also wanted to show you how I'd clean this up and had more fallout. So I'd brush it away. I'd use like a wipe or a brush or whatever. This is if you've not done your base, if you've done your base. Taking a little bit of concealer. This is the Maybelline Instant Eye Eraser. Taking my setting brush. I'm just going to press that and sweep it all away. Do not, if you are doing your base first, I wouldn't say not to set your base until after you finish, because if you set it, it's going to be a lot harder to neaten up. I always like to highlight in the inner corner, so I'm just taking a highlight shade, fluffy brush. This is again the Dome Shadow brush or whatever it's called. Underneath the brow a tiny bit. So if you wanted to take this smoky eye to like the next level of smoke, then you could go in with kohl liner on the inner and upper waterlines. So you could just, go in with it in your waterlines. You could use a darker shade. You can keep adding and building that inner corner and taking it across. You could add false lashes. But this is just your basic sort of step by steps. And there we go, this is the finished makeup look. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Back to Basic. I hope you found it useful. Please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. It does mean a lot to me. Like I said at the start of this video, it doesn't really matter what colours you use, as long as you use like a neutral shade through the crease, you follow the steps. So you set the eye so it doesn't crease, then you take a shadow, a light to medium shadow through the crease to act as your blending shade and to define the crease, then go over the wash of colour over the mobile lid, and then again go in and blend that, and then you can start to gradually use a darker shade to give that smoky effect on the corner of the eye, taking that through the crease and across the rest of the eye, and then blend again. You can make it more dramatic by using eyeliner in the waterline. You can use liquid liner, gel liner to really bump the liner effect up. You can add false lashes as well. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what colours you use, as long as you follow those steps. So yeah, hope you found this useful, and next week's, like I said, is going to be everything about eyeliner. So do make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. Right, it's roasting and I've just done a full face with a smoky eye, and now I'm off to my mum's parents for a barbecue. Right, okay, I think that's everything. If you need to do down in the description box down below. Yeah, alright. Toodle pip, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you ever so much for watching. Appreciate it.